All right, this training is for commercial contractors and roofers with at least 10 to 100 employees. This is on how to add an extra $1 million a year to your bottom line using AI and social media without wasting time on cold leads, wearing all the hats, or an expensive sales team. My name is Duno Clenor. I am the founder of CI Integrations. CI stands for Client Infrastructures. If you are ready to implement these strategies in your business, book a call right here. There's going to be a video version of this thesis on our website, which is the training that I'm recording right now. You can also join our free Facebook group where we drop regular trainings on this type of stuff on a regular basis. Now, of course, when this is out, there's going to be a link to my personal story that you can watch at that link. Now, let's go over the proof of my claims. Case study: Dr. Alexa Duarte D'Agostino, a lead reached out to her, right? And this was her response. Hey, Robert, thank you so much for reaching out. Duno is great. He did my organic lead generation for me for at least a year. We parted ways, but only because my company stopped taking on clients for a while as we grew too quickly. A good problem to have, but he did great and had my calendar pretty packed. Overall, he is a great professional and genuinely cares about the work he does. Has a failure isn't an option attitude. Hope that helps. Now, Dr. Alexa D'Agostino, she is pretty high 8-figure entrepreneur by now. I'm pretty sure she's either at 9 figures. I'm not quite sure just yet, but I worked with her and her companies at ThinkView Media and Think Consulting Group. I worked for a few of their brands and companies. I did lead gen for 6 of her many brands and companies, as well as for a few of her partners and clients. I also coached a few of her roster of clients on the best lead gen marketing strategies for their companies. I helped grow one of her companies, ThinkView Media, to 7 figures in 12 months. Their coaching program scaled over 400 plus different businesses across many different industries, and I helped scale a few of these companies as the lead gen coach slash consultant. Last year, we partnered with a commercial construction company, WDS, and they got $1 million contract just from their YouTube. Their goal was to go from $4 to $6 million a year to $8 to $10 million a year. Now, here are some more proof of my claims. This is from one of our clients. This is their sales summary. And as you can see, their previous 3 months, they were at about 5K. And then 3 months later, from June to August, 35K, 36K. Now, this is another case study right here. So speaking to Brittany right now, this is from me. I'm the blue. Gray is one of my partners. Speaking to Brittany right now, a lady with the e-com site. She's getting good results from everything I built for her. She got 5 clients, only spent $36 on ads, made $152 back from her products. Not bad. And from her services as well. Another one right here, spent $132.61 on ads until today, 4:35 p.m. Got 5 leads so far, 2 estimates, 1 job, spending about $26 a lead right now. This is good. I think our offer or something is off. So from $132 spent, they signed a job for $883. This is a customer's feedback on one of the websites that we built for them. By the way, the remake done for the phone on the website looks amazing. Not gonna lie, the phone version is too smooth. They're loving the websites that we built for them. One client came from Google after I rebuilt her website from scratch. So one of our clients, she's getting consistent organic leads just from her website, and that's from traffic on Google. Here are some invoices of me sending invoices to clients, and these are invoices that we've received. This is our largest client by far. Now, you can just continue to read this stuff. So client earnings from their social media. So this is from one of my largest clients, one of my largest creators, and this is some of the snapshots of their earnings from their social media content, because we do a pretty great job at helping them grow their content as well. I also host regular masterclasses to my growing paid community of 800 plus members. So that's weekly basis. I host regular trainings for be business owners and people that are looking to be more on social media and really build their business brands and their personal brands. We also partnered and trained with growthconsulting.com. They have over 2,000 customers backed by firms. We also trained with scalingwithsystems.com and remoteintegratoracademy.com, and they have over 1,200 plus customers. We also trained with Consulting Blueprint by Trey Cockrum. You can look him up on YouTube. We also trained with The Wealthy Consultant by Taylor Welch, and they have over 4,000 plus satisfied customers. This is to show you that we know how important it is for us to stay on top of our game and ensure that our clients do so as well. You can view more case studies at this link. I'm also going to turn that into a video, but basically I put every single one of our case studies on a Google Doc. and websites and all that stuff that we've done for clients, so you can find that on there as well. Now let's get back to the training. So why am I focusing on this industry? Well, this industry has helped this industry has always spoken to me since I was a child, right? I've loved building and constructing things. Now, from the age of 17 to 20, I was a roofer working on large scale commercial buildings like public schools and government buildings. I've also done lots of interior home remodeling jobs with my father, who's a rock star when it comes to home building, designing, and remodeling. We're currently rebuilding the basement of our second home. Here's some pictures for you to look at. Now, in today's competitive construction and roofing market, contractors face rising costs, labor shortages, and heightened competition. These challenges create opportunities for firms ready to embrace change. This will help you move away from unpredictable bidding cycles, inconsistent revenue, low quality leads, scaling challenges, and high competition to a steady pipeline of high value contracts. By leveraging AI and social media without wasting time on cold leads, wearing all the hats, or an expensive sales team. We've tested and refined this process with our clients, and now I'm sharing it with you. This is for you if you are tired of wearing multiple hats in your business for years. You're tired of relying on referrals and word of mouth. You're tired of wasting time and resources chasing leads that don't convert into paying customers. You run social media campaigns, but results and ROI can be difficult to track. You're tired of these social media companies just offering views, likes, and followers, basically vanity metrics and no tangible ROI. You can't really pay for your children's schooling or rent or mortgage with likes and followers. You're starting to feel the impact of competition and how big of a commodity you've gotten. You realize that the business landscape is constantly evolving, and staying ahead of the curve with new technologies and tools can be overwhelming and expensive. Somehow, month after month, quarter after quarter, you're stuck in the same position, making enough to feel good about yourself, but not enough to feel proud about yourself. You're looking to move beyond the unpredictable cycle of bidding for jobs and want to establish a steady pipeline of high-value projects. You want an efficient, low-maintenance system to keep your business top of mind with prospects. You want to close larger contracts consistently and are ready to invest in a streamlined automated marketing and sales process. You have a reliable team and a strong reputation, but struggle with maintaining a steady flow of projects. You're tired of being reactive and want a proactive system that keeps your business visible to potential clients throughout their decision-making journey. You lack proper accountability. This is the most important one, as you have no A+ talent on your team to keep you on your A game, or an outside firm holding you accountable for focusing on the main things. P.S. This is also for you if you still push that blue button called boost to advertise on Meta. Now, this isn't for you if you are a beginner. The goal of this short training is to give you 3 simple things. 1, predictable growth and maximum ROI. I'm lagging. Implement a proven system to attract, not chase, convert, and retain high quality customers while optimizing marketing campaigns for measurable returns and profitable growth. Like this roofing company doing $10 million a year, spending $30K a month on ads and getting a 7-to-1 return on ad spend. For every dollar they spend on ads, they generate $7 in revenue. $1,000 on an ad campaign, and it brings in $7,000 in sales. 2, streamline operations and automation. Leverage technology to automate sales and marketing processes, freeing up time for high-level strategy and your personal life. 3, offer you the opportunity to acquire the infrastructure I spent the last 6 years building and refining. Now, levels of leverage. 1, your model of delivery. It's not how hard you row, it's what boat you're in, right? And this is a quote from Warren Buffett. Should you find yourself in a chronically leaking boat, energy devoted to changing vessels is likely to be more productive than energy devoted to patching leaks. Now, this is what I call, obviously the quote is basically saying, if you're in the wrong vehicle and somebody else is in the right vehicle, they're going to go a lot faster than you, even if you are a much harder worker than them, if you are smarter than them. Just because of the vehicle that you're in and the vehicle that they are in, they're going to go faster than you, and they're eventually going to win the race, and you're going to still be on lap 1, right? Now, this is what I call the slavery flywheel of most commercial contractors and roofing companies, and really what the problem is, right? So the slavery flywheel of most commercial contractors and roofing companies. Typically what they're doing is boosting posts on Meta, or they're just running some cheap Google PPC ads, right? And they're converting about 1 out of 100 messages that they may receive. And because of that, they're also struggling to scale, right? They're making decisions based on guesswork, not data. right? And because they're barely converting the leads that they're getting, they're wasting their team's time following up with window shoppers because they're not really qualified leads that are ready to, not only spend money, but really ready to work with you and hire you for your services. And you're getting mostly unqualified leads and you're just wasting ad spend. Right now, what is a boosted post? Well, a boosted post is basically when you post something on Instagram or Facebook and there's a button that says boosted to get more engagement, views, attention, etc. Right now, the thing is, all boosted posts are ads, but not all ads are boosted posts, right? So Facebook, Instagram ads, and even running radio, TV ads, and even Google ads, it can be a pain, especially if you're getting mostly unqualified leads, especially radio and TV, because nowadays it's getting a little bit harder to really advertise on there unless you have a really, really big budget and you really, really know what you're doing, right? And what most commercial contractors and roofers do is they tend to ask for referrals and then they take orders, right? Leads are not really coming on your timing, they're coming on their own timing, which, yeah, that can benefit you, but then you have dry seasons where you have no clients and no leads to work with, right? And you're out here chasing leads constantly because now it's the winter season, or now it's, the beginning of the year and people aren't too sure whether they want to work with you or not. And they're constantly competing and you're constantly competing with other leads, other competitors in your industry, and you're competing on price, and you don't want to be competing on price, right? The traditional model provides you with the least amount of leverage. It gives you enough leverage to become an average entrepreneur, but not enough to become a superstar or legendary one. If you're smart, you've probably realized by now that working harder isn't going to scale your business. It's not your fault. What if I told you that everything you knew was a lie? Now, this is a meme from The Matrix, right? People logically / regionally, it's a lot of times it's just blind leading the blind, right? Because you see somebody else, you see the way their website looks, and you're like, maybe I should make mine look that way, but you don't even know if their website is actually converting, right? Because a lot of times we want to make our websites fancy, and fancy doesn't really convert. It doesn't really equal to revenue a lot of times, right? So our AI growth accelerator model increases the amount of attention and leverage that you have access to in your business. So let me break down how this model helped me 10x my business and how you can leverage it. Now, attention, commitment, and data collection, education step, conversion mechanisms, right? So you need attention, and you need to turn that attention into paying clients, right? So I have a client who, before working with us, used boosted posts, right, with some targeting and got tons of interest. However, most just asked her for her location, although her location was in the ads caption, and even her price, although her price was also in the ads caption, right? They're asking her these questions, and the ones who actually booked appointments, most of them never even showed up. She felt stuck and unable to scale her business despite her best efforts. The crazy thing is, this is happening in all industries. How does the AI growth accelerator model help you find more qualified buyers with higher intent and shorter sales cycles? Well, it's all about algorithm optimization. Before, you were a fisherman just casting your net aimlessly in the ocean, hoping to catch enough fish to feed your family. Now, you're going to have a sonar device, sonar, however you pronounce it, that shows you exactly where the big fish are swimming. Casting your net precisely where your ideal customers are, maximizing your catch while saving time and resources. This is what I call algorithm optimization. First, you want to identify your most profitable customers. And you want to do this by leveraging the 80-20 rule. So most of your business comes from a certain type of clientele. You need to identify who that clientele is. If it's women at the age of 60 or married couples, etc., find that ideal client profile. And then, and then you want to duplicate that audience. And then you want to feed that data back to Meta, right? So you're only getting leads who are most likely to buy your product or service. When you do that, you're only gonna start to get leads that are genuinely interested in your product and service. So it's simple. Just create a lookalike audience of your most profitable customers, right? And then you're basically telling Meta to find people who look like your current customers, and then you're going to start to get asymmetrical results, because as the algorithm is being optimized, you're going to start to get 5 to 50 leads a day, qualified leads a day that are actually giving you their time, attention, and even money. Then again, like I said, feed those ICPs, ideal client profiles, to the Meta / Facebook, Instagram algorithm. And that's really the most accurate data online. Nothing beats meta right now, right? So this is just a simple diagram that's basically saying your customers create a lookalike audience, feed that into Facebook, and Facebook is going to find those people. And the way you do that is by having their name, their email, and their phone number. And then if you don't have that stuff, you need to really start collecting that stuff from your clients. Now, again, like I just said, if you don't have the name, email, and phone number of your past clients, that's fine. There are databases where you can actually find your target audience. For example, in the business niche, right, you've got administrative services, agriculture, architecture and engineering, arts, entertainment, sports, and media. You can also target people based on family, fatherhood, friendship, marriage, right? You can really target people. And a lot of times these people have more money to spend because they have a family and they most likely have a home. They most likely have multiple homes. You don't know that. And that's why it's your job to really speak to these people in your advertising, in your marketing, right? So why is it crucial? Number one, picking the right segment of the market, the right avatar, provides us with leverage. Any number times 0 equals 0. Therefore, we want to ensure that our client isn't a zero in terms of money. 2, feed the ad platform with data showing exactly who is a qualified potential client and who isn't. 3, ultimately, this trains the algorithm to only show your ads to potential clients who need your specific service and have the budget to afford your services. You can cast your net precisely where your ideal customers are, maximizing your catch while saving time and resources. You need to create and put an offer in front of your target audience that they actually want, not 5% off and really just expect them to buy, right? You can't really polish a turd, right? A polished turd is still a turd. So, also, I'm not saying that you should discount, you shouldn't, and you should discount your products, services, etc., right? To be honest, I don't believe that, right? I believe that sometimes you get what you pay for. Once you have an offer people actually want, then you collect their name, their email, and their phone number. So this is an example of what that looks like, what our software does, and how some of our automations automatically collects this information from all of our leads, such as their name, their emails, their phone numbers, where they came from, and which ad set they came from, which specific ad, etc., right? Like, we really collect all this information, direct traffic, what website they're from, right? Sometimes we're running multiple websites, multiple funnels, so we want to know exactly where this lead came from and which form they filled out so that we can increase ad spend or decrease ad spend based on the ones that are performing and the ones that are not performing, right? So we have an in-house system that we built that collects their name, email, and phone number, but also gives us the location and where the lead comes from. This lets us make precise adjustments. The outcome of that is this system allows you to generate 5 to 50 high quality new leads daily. So proof, you can see right here, for one of our creator clients, we were getting, and we still are kind of getting, leads for about $7. At times it was less than $5, right? And we also have custom tracking sheets that let us see even more accurate data to make precise data-driven decisions, right? Because again, you can never have too much data. Now, by leveraging AI and customer data, you can attract high-quality leads that will convert. This targeted approach is the foundation of predictable, profitable growth. Don't be an AK-47 spraying, hoping for something that sticks. Instead, be a highly trained sniper, deadly with your one-shot kills. 2, become an industry leader. Sales cycles become 2 times or even 3 times shorter, right? Commercial contractors and roofers often face low conversion rates, with leads saying they are interested but never taking the next step, or taking maybe 6 to 12 plus months just to close. You waste time and resources following up only to hear that they've gotten with a competitor of yours, right? Now, here's the model that you need to triple your show up rate and shorten your sales cycle 2 times to 3 times faster. Appointment setting infrastructure, right? That's what we're calling it. Now, you need to offer leads assets. You need to offer leads an asset, right? Nurturing sequences and appointment setter. So offer lead asset, nurturing sequences, and then an appointment setter to really refine that process. So we've seen show up rates go from 10% to 50% to even 75%, right? You triple your show rate and your conversion rate when you implement this process. So what does this look like? Well, you offer leads assets. Sometimes this is basically like a 5 to 10 minute video. Sometimes it's a PDF doc, much like this one, right? A thesis, and maybe it's a checklist, and you have tons of different types of resources. So we have a lot of psychology built into a lot of this stuff. We have those frameworks for you, right? And so you put this in front of leads who are ready, right? And it explains who you are and why people should work with you. And this, over time, turns you into a recognized leader and authority in your industry. And then you implement the automated setting infrastructure, leveraging email, SMS, and voicemails. And then, next thing you know, 10 to 50% buy-in rate, because people are believing in your product even more, believing in your services even more, and are genuinely interested in working with you. And they're not even worried about the price, unless it's ultimately too expensive for them. Then you're targeting the wrong person, right? And this will allow your appointments flow to at least 10 to 30 appointments a day, which a lot of you don't need that many appointments. If your appointments are qualified, 5 to 10 a week should be enough, especially if they're qualified leads, right? Now, automated setting infrastructure. So we have about a 12-month rhythm email sequence that turns someone from not knowing who you are to becoming a true believer in your product/service and saying, take my money. Now, the way this automated setting infrastructure works is obviously it's emails over 12 months until somebody becomes a client. And then it just repeats at the end of 12 months if they still have not become a client. That's not to say that it's going to take 12 months for somebody to become a client, but you want to consistently stay top of mind so that when someone is ready to buy, when they do have the money to buy, depending on your payment plans, etc., they go with you and they don't go with a competitor, because you've definitely followed up with leads over 6 months and they went with somebody else, right? So without this in place, you're always going to be competing on price. This ensures that leads are sold before even hopping on a call with you, whether it's today or 6 months later. Summary: streamlining your sales process with automated appointment setting saves time, reduces no-shows and cancellations, and provides a seamless experience for both your team and your customers. This results in higher productivity, better organization, and ultimately more closed deals. Not having this in your funnel is you being irresponsible. 3, conversion mechanisms: measure and scale. You can't fix what's not tracked. Most business owners don't even know the cost of acquiring a customer for their business, the cost of a customer walking in their doors or making a purchase. They know the cost per message or cost per click, which a lot of times it's all BS indicators, right? You need an AI tracking system to show you the inputs that you need in order to create the necessary outputs that you desire. There is no room for guessing. Predictability gives you scalability. Like right here, you can see that we track the leads, the landing page views, the appointment scheduled, cost per lead, cost per landing page view, cost per appointment scheduled, budget, amount spent, and even more, because we have custom tracking sheets that pull this data and that give us even more refined data. And then there's also other software that we also use to really get detailed data, such as Hyros. A lot of you may know them. Now, an extra 1 million a year, right? What would it take? So I have some examples based on the industry average, right? Don't take my numbers as 100% fact. These are averages based on the entire industry as a whole. So commercial contractors and roofers, it's about their closing rates tend to be 20 to 30%. So we'll use 25% as a baseline. Show up rate for appointments tends to be 70%. So this is common for inbound leads in these industries. Inbound leads are people that are coming to you, not really you cold calling them, but they found you on Google or something like that, right? So let's assume you close 10 to 50 contracts per year, which is realistically for contractors and roofers based on project timelines and scope, right? So we're assuming that you're able to close 10 to 50 contracts per year. Here's some calculations, right? Scenario 1, 10 deals a year, right? Average ticket price $100,000 or around there, and you'd need an average contract value of $100,000. Scenario number 2, 20 deals a year. Your average ticket price is most likely $50,000 or somewhere around that, and you'd need an average contract value of $50,000, right? Scenario number 3, 50 deals a year, average ticket price of around $20,000. You'd need an average contract value of $20,000. So here's a short little table to really kind of paint this picture for you, right? So the 3 scenarios are right here, and then the number of clients per month that you would need, the amount of appointments, qualified appointments that you would need per month, and then the amount of qualified leads that you would need per month based on these estimates right here, based on the closing rate and the show up rate, as well as the amount of deals that you are likely to close, depending on your skill level, obviously, and depending on the quality of your appointments and the quality of your leads. Again, this is where all of this comes into play. So you can obviously pause the video and or look at this right here. So for 100K, ticket size, at least one client a month will get you there by the end of the year, right? If you're already around, like the thing is, if you're already around these numbers, add this to what you already are doing. So if you're already getting 2 clients a month, well, 3 clients a month adds an extra $1 million a year to your bottom line, maybe even 2 million if you really, really push the system, right? So some insights on this is higher ticket equals fewer leads needed. Focusing on high value projects, for example, 100K tickets, means you can meet the goal with just 4 appointments a month, 4 really qualified appointments a month. The volume strategy. For lower ticket sizes like 20K, you'll need significantly more appointments and a robust lead generation pipeline. And 3, system efficiency. So a strong lead qualification system can improve show up rate and close rates, reducing the number of leads that you would need, right? So some key takeaways is, lead nurture is absolutely crucial, right? So long sales cycles mean you must stay top of mind with prospects over several months, right? Some of you, your sales processes right now are 6 to even 7 months, or even 8, 9, 12 months. And so for a lead to work with you and not somebody else, you need to stay top of mind so that they don't want to go with anybody else, right? So next up is revenue impact will vary by timeline. So while adding an extra $1 million a year is realistic, the impact may not be immediate for contracts with longer cycles. System needs. Contractors and roofers both need robust AI infrastructures to track prospects over time and ensure follow-ups. Then you want to sell with a sales mechanism, whether it's online, in person, phone, Zoom, webinar, etc., whichever way you prefer to close. You need that system to really, really be streamlined. So your team, your reps, they really need to be dialed in with a solid script that closes at least 30% of the time, right? Now, cost and projections. So this is, again, some numbers based on the averages of the industry and the averages of, some of this data right here. So key metrics to calculate. So cost per lead, CPL, right? The cost to generate one lead from ads. Cost per appointment based on CPL and show up rates. Cost per client based on cost per appointment and closing rates. Revenue, ROI, return on investment, right? Revenue generated compared to ad spend. Industry average cost per lead is about $50 to $200, sometimes a little bit more, depending on how really how defined your ideal client profile is, right? So $50 to $200 for qualified leads in commercial industries. So we'll use $100 as the baseline. Show up rate 70%. So again, that's standard for well-nurtured leads. Closing rate about 25%. Revenue goal an extra $1 million a year. Scenarios for ticket prices $20,000, $50,000, and $100,000. So here's another table that will really help you guys see this and really paint the picture for you. Again, these numbers are assumed, and this is in a perfect world. That does not mean you cannot get these numbers, but then again, this is data based on the industry average, right? So your numbers might be a little bit higher. If they're lower, great, but your numbers are most likely going to be a tiny bit higher, right? So here's the scenarios, right? $100,000 ticket, $50,000 ticket, $20,000 ticket. Leads needed per month in order to hit the goal, at least 6. So your cost per lead is most likely going to be $600 for those 6 leads. And that's going to probably turn into 4 appointments. That's probably going to give you like a $571 cost per appointment. And then that's probably going to result in 1 client, right? 25% closing rate, 4 leads, 1 client, right? And, your cost per client total is probably going to be around $600. Your monthly ad spend is probably going to be $600 if you need, $100,000 client per month. Now, again, like I said, this is where if your data is really refined, yes. Can you get this number? Yes. But most likely you're looking at about $3,000 to $5,000 in ad spend per month minimum to really, really hit this goal. Some of you are probably doing that right now and you're not even getting anywhere near this goal, right? Because your data is all over the place. And here's a revenue ROI simulation again. So scenarios, same type of revenue that you're looking for. This is the ad spend based on the data up here. And then your ROI expected is, pretty high, especially if, you're selling higher tickets. So a lot of you are targeting lower because you want more volume, more clients. But if you were able to work with larger size clients and you went for the bigger fish, well, now your return on investment, your return on your ad spend is much higher because you're closing $100,000 contract and you're spending about, maybe $3,000 on ads. Now, obviously, I know there's a lot of costs that come into play with the $100,000 contract, which again, a lot of times why it benefits you to raise your prices. And when you implement these systems, you don't have to compete on price with competitors because clients will trust you enough to want to work with you without considering competitors. I know, sounds crazy. So, some key insights around this, right? High ticket focus. Targeting higher ticket deals, 100K or 50K, is far more efficient with significantly lower lead and appointment needs. 20K ticket strategy, right? So if focusing on 20K deals, which might be easier for you, you'll need a larger ad budget and high lead flow, which requires efficient systems and nurturing strategies to avoid burnout. CPL optimization. Keeping cost per lead low, so about $100, is critical for maintaining a high return on investment. Strong ad copy and targeting are crucial to this, right? None of this includes the conversion of the leads who will buy 6 to 12 months down the road, the longer you work the machine. None of this includes the upsells that some customers would take, and this does not include the lifetime value of a customer. Again, these numbers are possible, and that's not even with upsells and anything else that you may be selling within your services. So what other acquisition channel and model will give you this type of potential and profitability? Not boosting posts, not relying on referrals and word of mouth, and certainly not social media managers that, or other local agencies or content creators that are offering you social media management and things like that, right? Sure, can you get a client on social media? Of course. But having a machine like this literally guarantees it. And obviously radio and TV is going to be a lot tougher because you're not really pinpointing your perfect client. But when you're running on Meta or even Google, but primarily Meta, you can precisely target the decision makers, and even LinkedIn ads, you can precisely target the decision makers and put them through this same machine, right? So here's a summary overview, right? So your current situation, you're probably around 500K a year, maybe a little bit under it. And your goal is you want to add an extra $1 million a year to your bottom line. Maybe you're already doing a few $1 million a year and you want to add another $1 million a year to your bottom line. This system still works. That's why I have it for employees for companies that are from 10 to 100 employees, because I understand that, the WDS that I was working with, they were doing about 4 to 8 million a year. 4 to 6 million a year, 4 to 6 million a year, and they didn't have a lot of these systems in place. So I know that this stuff works, and even if you're already doing pretty high numbers, you probably don't have your systems really dialed in to really push the limits and really add that extra million, maybe even 2 to 3 million per year, depending on how hard you're really trying to grow, and obviously depending on how, the size of your team and etc., the location that you're in. Now, these are the models that we install in our partners' businesses to really help you not only be recognized as a leader and authority in your industry, but add an extra $1 million a year in profit in 12 months or less, having a scalable business that runs smoothly without your constant involvement, have the time and resources to pursue your passions and hobbies outside of work, maybe hang out with your kids and your family, building a team of top performing A+ players who share your vision and values, right? Obviously, we have a do-it-yourself model, a done for you, and a done with you, right? And a lot of this requires insight, talent, and systems and processes, right? You really need to dial in your offer, dial in your lead gen, dial in your appointments, and dial in your sales. That's what's going to close the gap of where you are right now, your current situation, probably under 500K a year, probably already past 500K a year, but you're really looking to add that extra million, maybe 2 million to your bottom line. And dialing in your offer, dialing in your lead gen, dialing in your appointments, and dialing in your sales is what's going to get you there. This is an entire infrastructure, right? So all the transformations that you saw in the presentation leverage these models to experience better returns than their competition, right? Implementation steps. 1, the definition of intelligence equals formula of growth, right? So growth equals your rate of learning plus the rate of change, right? How fast do you learn and implement what you're learning? How fast do you change, right? Quality times speed times volume, right? How fast do you implement something, and how often are you implementing it, right? Someone doing 100 outreach a day compared to a team that's doing 1,000 outreach a day. Well, that team doing 1,000 outreach a day is going to grow a lot faster than the one person doing 100 outreach a day, right? Is it their fault that they don't want to build a team or they don't know how to build a team? Of course not. This guy over here learned how to build a team, and because they learned how to build a team, they can go a lot faster, right? And so This is a simple diagram that shows the rate of learning compared to the rate of change and how it can just skyrocket the numbers that you're doing. There's companies out there that are doing these numbers, and I speak to them. So it's not, your goals are not that far away. You just need to implement the right strategies and implement the right systems in your company in order to hit the goals that you're after. Now, someone who is smart, they acquire knowledge, skills faster, and they change behavior faster, right? So let's continue. So you have the knowledge now, but the execution and I'm lagging. So you have the knowledge now, but the execution and the implementation are what will take you from where you are now to where you want to be, right? So you have the knowledge now, but the execution and implementation of this model are what will take you from where you are at to where you need to be, right? And implementation process is basically, well, now it's time to speak about implementing the process. So before we get into that, was your time worthwhile on this training today? Did you learn stuff that you didn't know before? Do you now understand why it's almost impossible to experience true scale until you change your model? Do you now see how you can scale at least add an extra $1 million a year in the next 6 to 12 months? Is it fair to say that using these insights, it is unreasonable for you not to have a significant advantage over your competition? Obviously, let me know in the comments below. Path 1. If we parted ways right now and you were left to your devices to go off and do this on your own, it would be a worthy ideal to pursue if that was your only option, but it isn't. Path number 2, there is a second option, a second path where you can partner with me and leverage client infrastructure integrations, right? CI integrations for short, resources to help you pivot into the AI growth accelerator model, right? Skip figuring things out yourself, whether it be your client acquisition, automation, removing yourself from the business, or finding A+ talent. Let CI integrations become your partner. Let us collapse 6 years into 3 to 6 months. Becoming an AI growth accelerator partner with CI integrations, right? So there's this famous quotation attributed to Archimedes. I always mess up how you pronounce his name. Now, give me a lever. This is what it says. Give me a lever long enough and a fulcrum on which to place it, and I shall move the world, right? And this is all about leverage. Consider CI integrations as your lever and fulcrum to help you move the world. Here is what you get as a partner. Your opportunity to become more than just a service provider. When you become a partner, our job is to turn you into an industry leader, which allows your specific market niche to achieve what they deserve. You're committing to become a thought leader for your industry, right? Someone worth paying attention to and following. Why is it important? Well, the new wealth is being created by people who own audiences. Therefore, I'd be doing a disservice to my partners by not encouraging them and giving them the infrastructure that they need to own attention. I'm sure you know 5 other people who do the same thing as you do. And CI Integration's job as a partner is to help you become the only person worth following and investing with over the other commoditized service providers. Number 2, offer infrastructure. You're going to get insights, right? So we'll work with you to identify your most profitable customers, craft irresistible offers, and optimize your pricing strategy for maximum revenue. Talent. Work with our internal growth consultant to create irresistible offers and compelling sales assets that convert prospects into loyal customers. Systems and processes will provide a comprehensive offer testing and scaling process, ensuring that your offers consistently perform at the highest level. No more being compared to your competitors or competing on a level of price. This is a quote by Peter Thiel. He is the former CEO of PayPal, and his current net worth is $11.2 billion. Competition is overrated. In practice, it is quite destructive and should be avoided wherever possible. Much better than fighting for scraps in existing markets is to create and own new ones. So much better than fighting for scraps in existing markets is to create and own new ones. Competition is for losers, in short, right? So offer. This is what it looks like. Insight, talent, systems, and processes. Insight is the how, talent is the who, system and processes is the what. Next up is lead generation infrastructure. So the insights on that is our AI powered analytics will identify your ideal customer profile and the most effective targeting strategies to reach them. We give them to you, right? Talent. You'll have access to our team of seasoned media buyers who can be placed into your company that will create, manage, and optimize your ad campaigns for maximum ROI, right? Return on investment. Systems and processes. We'll implement a robust lead tracking and reporting system, giving you full visibility into your marketing performance and enabling data-driven decision making, right? So basically, qualified lead flow solved in 5 to 7 days in, right? Next, lead gen, right? So again, the insight is the how, the talent is the who, and the system and processes is the what and how we will take your lead gen to the next level, right? 4 is appointment setting infrastructure, right? So insights, we'll analyze your sales process and identify opportunities to streamline and automate your appointment setting, minimizing no-shows and maximizing conversions. Talent, if needed, we can place a highly trained appointment setter within your team, ensuring that your sales pipeline is always full of qualified, ready-to-buy leads. Systems and processes. You'll receive a complete appointment setting workflow, including lead nurturing sequences and reminder systems, all designed to keep your pipeline running smoothly. In short, qualified appointments flow is solved within 10 to 15 days in, right? No more worries about lead flow, show up rate, white space on your calendar, and more importantly, money in the bank, right? So again, the insights on your appointments is the how, the talent is the who, right? Who are you going to need? And the systems and process is the what and how we're going to do that, right? So 5, sales infrastructure. Now, insights, right? Our AI-driven sales analytics will make you master the art of tracking, optimizing, and scaling your marketing campaigns, ensuring that every dollar you invest in advertising generates a measurable return and drives profitable growth for your business. Every $1.07, right? Every $1.07 out is basically $8.23 in, for example, right? Talent will provide you with a hiring framework that gets you reliable A+ players wanting to work with you to scale your company. So the same thing that we do on the front end on the marketing side to bring in clients, we're going to put that on the back end to bring in employees, right? It's the same thing, but you got to be able to really dial into messaging, and then you showcase your, why they should come to you. And it's the same process, but a lot of people struggle with having that front end machine going at the same time as the back end machine, right? Because as you're growing, you're going to need a bigger and better team. That maybe it doesn't mean you need more people, but you just need better people, and you want to attract those better people, right? Next up is the systems and the processes. So you'll get a proven sales conversion process complete with pre-appointment assets, post-sale follow-up sequences, and referral generation systems, all designed to maximize your revenue and customer lifetime value. Deal flow within 15 days in, right? No more not hitting monthly or quarterly targets. Again, the insights is the how, the talent is the who, and the system and processes is the what. Now, our job as partners is to place these 4 infrastructures into your business to make it a bigger and more attractive asset that can cash flow 10x more without needing you as the founder to be the sole decision maker, while increasing the durability of the cash flow. This is why this is not for beginners. This is a full on A to Z infrastructure being placed, right? This is for someone who is actually ready to grow and scale, someone who is responsible and serious about their growth, someone who is serious about their family and themselves. Again, it's not for beginners. So, what does it take to be a partner? Well, you must make a minimum of $100K a year with your commercial contracting or roofing company, ideally over $250,000 a year, right? You must have an edge in your market. We only want to work with the best. Your goal should be to scale past or add $1 million a year plus in profit to your current bottom line, right? We don't want to partner with anyone who just wants to make $500K a year, as that's not really worth our time, a lot of times, because we end up having to do more work than necessary, because sometimes you're really missing a lot of the pieces, right? And maybe you're not able to go get the pieces because of the current position that you're in, right? You must have capital to invest in the infrastructure needed to support the new scale. P.S. We're currently accepting beta clients, and once we have enough testimonials, we'll be doubling the price easily. So why embrace this approach now? The firms that embrace new marketing technologies and streamline client acquisition will dominate the industry. Installing our AI-driven infrastructure will keep you competitive cut costs, and improve efficiency. You don't need a massive sales team to scale, just the right system to consistently generate leads, close deals, and build long-term client relationships. So, what are some trends in commercial contracting? Well, more firms are turning to automation to handle the administrative side of client acquisition, allowing them to focus more on execution. Clients expect higher levels of communication and service. Proactive lead nurturing is key. Contractors using automated systems to manage leads and nurture relationships are seeing increased conversions and repeat business. The best contractors are no longer relying solely on word of mouth, but leveraging digital marketing to stay in front of decision makers. So, why CI integrations? Well, we don't just deliver leads, right? We partner with your business to develop a comprehensive growth strategy. Our experience spans across industries, helping scale companies using AI-driven infrastructures. Unlike others still using outdated strategies, we embrace cutting-edge technologies that drive growth without cutting into your profits. Best practices, right? So, what are some of the best practices for contractors right now? Well, automating follow-ups and client communication lets you manage more leads and close more deals without additional staff, right? Target clients that align with your capabilities and project scale in order to maximize profitability. And lastly, whether through Meta ads, Google ads, LinkedIn ads, or a targeted email campaign, will help you reach decision makers early in their project planning stages. So, how can you become a CI integrations partner? We're opening our calendars to find the next 5 partners, right? We're decreasing the onboarding of partners to 5 per month due to the nature of our model. We plan on scaling vertically with partners and not horizontally. All right, so to apply, please book your systems demo call below. So if you're personally going to be doing I'm personally going to be doing the first few calls after this training goes live. If you're not speaking with me, you'll most likely be speaking with a CI integrations growth consultant to audit your current model, offer, pricing, fulfillment, and most importantly, your current client acquisition infrastructure, lead generation, appointment setting, sales process. By the way, you can leave your credit card at home. The call is just to make sure it's a good fit for us as much as it's a good fit for you. We only take commercial contractors and roofers above a certain size. So if you are smaller, don't worry. We'll send you some resources that can help you out for free. But if you are above a size, we might be able to help you out. And either way, it would be another call. It would take another call for us to close. So you can relax. It's not a sales call. Now, this is important. We've set up systems to cancel 40% of the calls automatically when you don't meet the requirements, right? Now, 50% don't go past our discovery/vetting process, but you can access our private community right here to help you get to the point where you're qualified to be a partner. So you can schedule your free systems demo call here. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. You can subscribe on YouTube. And then you can also visit our FAQ page for frequently asked questions. And you can join our free Facebook group right here. Now, some bonuses for the next 5 CI integrations partners. So obviously the bonuses are only available to the first 5 partners. The only reason why you'd want to work with us is to access more leverage. Therefore, we've added these bonuses to help achieve more leverage than you'd know what to do with. Number 1, customized CRM systems, CII systems, right? Worth about $10,000 if I were to sell this system to somebody, right? Just the system alone, right? This fully customized CRM system will be tailored to your business's unique needs, automating lead management, appointment setting, and sales tracking. CII systems will save you countless hours and ensure that no opportunities slip through the cracks, right? While this powerful tool normally costs $10,000, right? If I were to sell it individually by itself, it's included as a complimentary bonus when you partner with us. Number 2, plug and play funnels based on the best performing funnels, right? So about $3K a month funnel builder, right? So if you want to launch a value funnel, a new website for your new offer, a case study funnel, everything is ready to be personalized for your service. Again, this would be on the house, right? 3, a pool of highly trained appointment setters worth about $5,000, right? So we're now building a pool of appointment setters for clients. So you're losing money because, leads aren't being contacted within 5 minutes or less, right? Speed is king in this space, in any industry, honestly. And a lot of businesses miss out because they take forever to get back to their leads when they're asking questions, right? When they're genuinely interested in working with you, right? So you'll have access to our pool of setters to nurture and set the leads from your ads. And 4, our media buying department will help you launch your ads, which again, this is about $20K a month service. and this is going to be on the house, right? So we've got a lot of data to see what works and what doesn't work, so you don't have to, right? Targeting, ad copy, ad creative, video image, etc., right? This is almost $38,000 in bonuses that you access as a partner. Now, the CII guarantee. We'll build the offer, lead gen, appointment setting, and sales infrastructure for you, help you implement it, and manage it. Our goal is to be able to add an extra $1 million a year to your bottom line. If after 4 months provided you let our team, provided you let our team run the lead gen system for you, you haven't closed enough deal value that equals what your initial investment was, you can ask for your money back. We're confident enough in our systems and protocol that we can offer you this guarantee. Again, you should find the link below this video. I'll speak to you soon.